At the crossroads of Highways 44 and 83 in south-central South Dakota, you'll find a small country town surrounded by alfalfa fields and pasture. There are no traffic lights here, or traffic in general, but despite a population of less than 600, this place is recognized near and far for the prolonged success of the teams that call the community's gymnasium home. This is White River, the humble home of one of the state's greatest high school basketball dynasties.
White River basketball. I think it's a family that's a lot more bigger than basketball. Not only good basketball comes through here, but good people.
Just great people in White River. I mean, just solid people. You know, basketball really doesn't define us.
The game might not be the only facet of the town's identity, but over the last 2 decades, it's certainly become what it's known for. White River is one of 73 schools that compete in boys basketball in Class B, South Dakota's smallest classification. Only 8 of those programs, less than 11%, reach the state tournament in Aberdeen each March. The Tiger Boys qualified just 4 times over a 56-year period from 1949 through 2005, but in 2006, they began a run to the state Bs that hasn't been stopped since.
No student in our district has been alive when White River didn't make it to the state tournament. That's like a statistic that just blows your mind.
17 consecutive state tournament appearances. It's one of the longest such streaks in South Dakota basketball history. And while the faces on the court have changed during this incredible run, the man at the heart of the team's success has not.
Well, I grew up in Rosebud, South Dakota. Just loved playing basketball on the outdoor courts there in Rosebud growing up.
Eldon Marshall played collegiately in Dodge City, Kansas, then at Black Hills State University, before returning home to the Rosebud Reservation in 2001 to teach and coach at St. Francis Indian School. 2 years later, he was hired to the same position 1 county over at White River, inheriting a boys program that had fallen on hard times.
They weren't that good. Right? I think they had like 3 wins before I coached here. Coming in, you didn't know anybody, didn't know any of the kids, so you gotta build those relationships. They had some talent, and we had Louis was a 8th grader.
Louis was Louis Krogman, who under Eldon's tutelage would go on to have a legendary prep career.
Long NBA range 3 and drilled it.
And become the state's all-time leading scorer in the process.
I was coming in as an 8th grader and got the go-ahead by the board to move up to play high school basketball. And it was Eldon's first year as well, too. So we're just both coming in brand new, fresh. They just wanted to win. They were sick of losing. So it was, total buy-in from a lot of guys on the team.
They, gained that understanding of the work that you needed to put in to get better.
Marshall and Krogman combined to turn the program around one step at a time. First with a district crown in 2005, then a ticket to state in 2006, and then 2 seasons later, a long-awaited Class B title.
The White River Tigers are the 2008 State D Boys basketball champions.
Our school won a state championship in '55, so it'd been a long time before that's happened. So that excitement was back again, and that was great for our community and our kids and our school to be able to make those steps along the way.
Now White River's superintendent, Krogman would go on to have a Hall of Fame playing career at USD, but not before he helped inspire the next class to keep the run going and prove the doubters wrong.
When they finally broke through and won that first one, I remember him saying, the year after that, everyone was like, well, that was it. They're done with Louis. 09, they make it back. 10, they win it. 11 runner-up, and then they run that streak of 6 straight state title games. I mean, just a crazy run in Class B.
Louis, the career he had, really helped the younger kids see if you put in the time and effort with the talent you have, amazing things can happen.
The amazing has continued for nearly 2 decades now, with each new team carrying on the tradition of excellence.
Every single season, it's a new group.
That's part of the fun of coaching too. That challenge of every year, it's a new team no matter who you got coming back. So you got to try and build that team, and I enjoy that challenge too. And it is a challenge.
The newest pride of Tigers with title aspirations is led by South Dakota State commit Joe Silent, who confirms that the Marshall plan of dedication hasn't wavered.
We play all summer long. We have guys that get in the gym every day, basically.
And neither has his Hall of Fame coach's philosophy of treating his players like family.
He cares about you, he loves you, and he always wants the best out of you.
Just knowing that he cares about you makes you want to do your best for him.
Coaching itself, you get to help kids develop as people. And that's the thing that I enjoy the most, is seeing them develop that way.
Good job. Love you guys. Love you.
Every time we get done playing, I love you guys. That's really powerful for any team. They really built this program on being able to love each other and work really hard for each other and play for the guy next to you and be a part of something bigger than yourself.
Those kids that really don't have that family support, we're their family. So that's very rewarding too, to be a part of that.
So yes, basketball might not define this small community just south of the Missouri tributary it's named after, but in White River, there's no doubt the game and those who play and coach it has made an impact that will last far beyond any state tournament streak.
When we make it to the state tournament, my wife Mark will say, that's crazy. And sorry. You put in that time, the effort, it takes a lot. It's not about the winning, and we talk about that, but if you do all those things that we want our program, our little family to be about, good things happen. Usually winning will happen, and if you can get a state championship or get to the state tournament every year, it kind of validates everything you want to be about as a program and as people, as young men, and so it's been huge. It's been a great experience.
And joined by Alex Heinert, here on Tiger, White River Tiger.
That's right.
Go Tigers.
Tiger pride.
Did you really miss out on the glory years that we're talking about? You're too old for the last 17 years?
I'm too old for this. I missed it by 1 year.
Really?
I was right there. I played for the high school team from 99 to 2003 and graduated. And the year after I graduated, Eldon came in as the head coach, and they've never looked back.
And they've made the state tournament an incredible, how many times in a row?
Yeah, so 17 years in a row. It's this incredible run that started in 2006 and just keeps going. And in Class B, it's unthinkable. Right. You have a completely different group of kids every other year. I mean, talent typically ebbs and flows, but the program that he has built has withstood all of that. It's incredible to see, especially as bad as we were when I was playing high school basketball.
What have you seen, how this string has affected the town of White River?
It's certainly given them a source of pride. I mean, this is a small town, less than 600 people. It's kind of a rural community. It's right next to the reservation. And you see how, when you go now and you say you're from White River, people will say, oh, the great basketball team. I think that's what people know White River for. And I think the people in the community understand that this is something that gives our youth something to get fired up about. It brings the community together. They pack the gym, from early December until March. Everybody makes the pilgrimage up to Aberdeen every March for the state tournament. It's really special. Again, high school basketball, nothing like it. And in a small town like this, it makes a huge difference.
And as you said, to keep a streak going of making it to the state tournament, can they do it again this year? They got a really good team. They got a really good player. Can they do it again?
Top 5 in the state again. They're number 2 right now in Class B. Yep, Joe Seiler, Nick Marshall. They've got some outstanding individuals. I got to think the machine's going to keep rolling this year.
Appreciate it, buddy. All right.
This has been Midco Sports Magazine, presented by Build Your Base with Beef Sports Nutrition and Training Program.